Love is supposed to be simple. At least, that's what I always believed. My wife Anna used to look me in the eyes and whisper words that felt eternal. I love you forever. It was the kind of phrase that anchored me on bad days, that reminded me I wasn't alone in this world. For years, I carried those words like a shield. But the night I learned who she really gave them to, that shield shattered into 1,000 sharp pieces. It was a Sunday evening. We were sitting in the living room, each lost in our phones. Anna smiled suddenly, her thumbs flying across her screen, and I felt a pang of longing. It had been weeks since she smiled like that while talking to me. She turned her phone slightly away, as if hiding it, then excused herself to the kitchen. Something inside me, something I had been ignoring, finally spoke up. Curiosity, suspicion, fear, all tangled into one. While she was gone, her phone buzzed on the couch. A notification lit up the screen. My heart stopped. It was a text she had just sent. I leaned closer, and there it was, bold and cruel. I love you forever, red heart. But the name above it wasn't mine. It was saved as Michael. I stared at it, numb. That phrase, our phrase, the one she whispered into my ear after our wedding, the one she had written on anniversary cards, the one I thought was sacred between us, was now in another man's inbox. My throat tightened, my hands shook, and suddenly the room felt too small to hold the storm brewing inside me. When Anna returned, I pretended nothing was wrong. She sat back down, glanced at her phone, and smiled to herself. I watched her, and for the first time in our marriage, I didn't see my wife. I saw a stranger wearing her face. That night, when she fell asleep, I couldn't resist the urge to dig deeper. I unlocked her phone, and what I found confirmed every nightmare my heart had been whispering to me for months. There were hundreds of messages between her and Michael. Flirty texts, stolen moments, promises of secret getaways. And woven through all of it, the same word she once gave me so freely. I love you forever. Each time she sent it, my chest ached. Because it meant every time she said it to me recently, it was nothing but a lie. I scrolled back far enough to see that it had been going on for over a year. Birthdays, holidays, even the night of our anniversary, she had sent him the same words she'd given me, almost like she was mocking the vows we once exchanged. I closed her phone and sat in the darkness, staring at the ceiling, my heart pounding. Anger coursed through me, but beneath it was something worse, shame. Shame that I had believed her. Shame that I thought forever actually meant forever. The next morning, I confronted her. I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. I simply showed her the screen with her own words staring back at her. I love you forever. I asked quietly, was that meant for me, or was it always meant for him? Her face drained of color. She tried to speak, but the words caught in her throat. Then came the tears, the apologies, the desperate explanations. It didn't mean anything. It was a mistake. You're still the one I love. But I couldn't listen. Because those words that once carried so much weight, had been stripped of all meaning the second she handed them to another man. I packed a bag while she sobbed on the bed. She begged me to stay, begged me to forgive her, but all I could hear was her voice in my head, whispering, I love you forever. To him. Not me. Never me, not anymore. At the door, I turned to her and said, forever doesn't end up in someone else's inbox. You broke it. And now forever is over. I walked out, leaving behind the woman I thought I knew, the marriage I thought was real, and the promise I thought was unbreakable. In the weeks that followed, the pain came in waves. Sometimes it was rage, sometimes sadness, sometimes disbelief. But eventually clarity settled in. I realized that forever doesn't exist unless both people mean it. And she never did. She said, I love you forever. But the name on that message proved forever was nothing but a lie.